Guys, I've been in the fitness industry for 15 years, and Veera has been in the fitness industry for more than a decade. So we know certain things that work for us. We've experimented a lot. But what if we were starting from scratch? What if we didn't know anything at all? How would we approach our fitness journey? This is what the episode is about. Welcome to the Balanced Path. I am Sid.
And I'm Vera.
And another episode about how to make your health better, how to support you through this long journey of fitness so that you can have those long-term goals, achieve those smaller goals, and basically find value from this episode. Okay, Veera, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are
It's
you?
good to see you after precisely like 2.5 minutes. But okay, topic number. So what we've done is like we have 5 topics and then a bonus topic at the end, which we feel is very important. We'll discuss it once we reach there. But topic number 1 is to basically set goals. And when we set goals, there is something called the SMART principle. Why are you laughing?
Business study class degree.
हाँ धंधों की class.
Dhando ki class.
So goals basically, because I'm also going to relate this to my fitness journey when I started. And I did a lot of blunders. I think everybody does. But if somebody can learn from my blunders and not commit those blunders, you'll just be in a better off position. You'll achieve more in lesser time, and that's a win-win for everyone. So SMART goals basically means goals that are basically SMART basically means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. For example, something if a goal is I want to lose 5 kgs in 2 months, for example. Now this is a goal that is specific.
Right.
I know I want to lose X amount of weight in X amount of months or time. It's measurable. 5 kgs, I can step on the scale and I can be like, okay, I've achieved the goal, not achieved the goal. I can pretty much do
Am
that.
I making progress? Am I not making progress?
Exactly. So I have like tunnel vision.
Correct.
A is for achievable. Now, what if I say I want to lose 50 kgs in 2 months? That is not achievable. That is not humanly possible. Hopefully, you won't have goals like those.
And also, if you have goals like those, they're not achievable, but also not like realistic. They're unhealthy and not recommended.
Not recommended, and I think they will. Let's say you have a goal of losing 50 kgs in 2 months. 2 months will pass, you will not lose those 50 kgs, and then you'll just be disappointed. You'll be like, you know what? My diet doesn't work. My exercise plan isn't working. My body's metabolism. You'll come up with like various things. Obviously, from Google, you'll search a couple of things. Why am I not losing
and
weight?
Google will tell you that you have some disease.
Some disease.
problem.
Then you'll go to a doctor. They'll be like, okay, let's put you on some hormone pills. I don't know. And maybe I've gone too far. But yes, your goal should be achievable. Okay, something like lose 5 kgs in 2 months is achievable. Okay, it's scientifically possible. And it's possible, even if you go ask any person related to fitness out there, they'll say, yeah, that's the goal, that's achievable. Relevant, obviously, it should be a relevant goal. It shouldn't be like, okay, in the next 2 months, I want to be the best F1 driver in the world. Like, it has to be something
or like
related.
a triathlete or like the best.
Yeah, like that's again going out of bounds.
And
And finally, I think it has to be time bound. Otherwise, you'll just keep like chipping at it, not knowing कि यार
मैं क्यों वर्कआउट कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ या मैं क्यों अपने न्यूट्रिशन पे जोर लगा रहा हूँ या लगा रही हूँ बिकॉज आई डोंट रियली नो व्हाई एम आई डूइंग दिस लाइक आई डोंट हैव एनी specified goal, so I wouldn't know.
Or a time period,
Or a
because
time period.
After 2 months, maybe I've not lost even a kg. That's when I know something is not working.
Yeah, that's when you know that, okay, maybe your nutrition is not working and you basically take charge of that, or some training plan that you're doing is obviously not favoring the goals that you've specified for yourself. Hence, you basically make those changes. Though those changes can be made earlier, but like if 2 months is the time you've given yourself. I feel like if you're constantly monitoring your progress, you will do all the altercations in the process.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, 5 kgs, if you don't lose even a kg in 2 months, you can always like sit down and, okay, this was my goal. I haven't achieved it. Now what do I do? Okay. You will have like a time frame to kind of work into it. So I can kind of relate this to my own journey when it started. I went to a gym called Aman's Body World. Okay. Aman Ustad ji, if you're listening to this, thank you for all the knowledge you gave me. But yeah, so I started. I was, I think, maybe 15, 16 maybe. I started gaining muscle. Okay, now gaining muscle back then was eat as much as you can. And I remember there was this shake that Aman Ustaji gave me. It was one packet of milk. I was a vegetarian back
Back
then. Okay,
then.
one packet of milk. Don't get grossed out looking just listening to this. Okay, one packet of milk, two packs of Tropicana orange juice inside, 10 बादाम, एक स्कूप
Protein?
नहीं नहीं एक स्कूप आइसक्रीम,
Hi, hi.
एक स्कूप प्रोटीन. Yeah, and then you mix that up and you have it. This is not a meal, this is just a snack in the evening. Now, so I started following things like those. I didn't have a specific goal. I was like, okay, यार gain करना और gain होने लग पड़ा. Right now, for context, I'm 74 kgs. I became 85, 86. Okay, but there was no real kind of goal कि अच्छा इतने weight तक पहुंचना है, उसके बाद हम cut करेंगे. So I was always like in the dark. Okay, now I'm 84, now what? So again, like back then things just happened that way, nothing against anybody. But then I became so frustrated. I remember we were going for our holidays to Dalhousie. I was going to be there for like almost 2 months. Just stopped eating everything. I was like, yeah, nahi, I'm not liking the way I look, so I'm just going to stop eating everything, eat very like boiled food. वही जो है ना, boiled food खाया जी, salad खा लिया, भागते रहे, खेलते रहे. From 85 in 2-3 months I came down to something like, again in my 70s, lost 10-12 kgs, started looking like I was on drugs. And my parents were genuinely concerned. They were like, यार मतलब सब ठीक है, like look, laughing like, are you in some kind of depression? Are you like doing some kind of drugs? Because आँखें के अंदर again ना कोई गोल था बढ़ाते हुए, ना कोई गोल था कम करते हुए. So have proper goals, okay, and those will just kind of keep you in check. Do you have a story like this when you initially started? Did you have goals?
Yeah, like I think I always, I mean goals थे, but मतलब ये पता था कि ऐसा लगना है. Of course, that's the amount we could think. In school, it was that Kareena Kapoor phase where she had lost weight and she became size zero. So it was like, oh, I want to be size zero. That was, I think that's like my teenage. So that was like, okay, I want to be whatever that song was from Tashan. Yeah. So
Kareena तो बड़े नु तंग कीता भाई. Like that whole fad of becoming zero was so unhealthy.
Yeah,
She
so-
probably did it for a movie to look a certain way, and then
obviously that
you know,
time like we didn't really know, but like that was like okay, like that the goal was like want to be like that. How do you get to that? By maybe like eating well and following a training plan. Now training plan, this is like way earlier, like because I think I was like 16, 17, maybe 17. So it was like again something from bodybuilding.com way before I discovered Chris Grathen. Something like very random. So I remember one day, this is a very funny story and Vikram really laughs about it. I think I was really hot and मतलब ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए. I did that workout and it was like HIIT, and this is like a person who's never done HIIT. Obviously like played a sport, but it's different when you do it in the gym. So I'm doing it like with barbells and dumbbells. I don't know. I wish I recorded myself. I must have looked hilarious. But I came back exhausted and like literally passed out for 10 minutes, then woke up and realized like, you know, I need to like eat something and like, you know, because it wasn't sustainable.
Right,
It was like
right.
really, it killed me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I have like those extreme stories where I've like literally because I'm not eating enough or I'm just drinking like
starving yourself.
yourself. So like
But again, to no avail, like to no real goal. Okay, now I've achieved it. Now I can do so.
But
and so.
I don't know when I've achieved it. Like वहाँ पे पहुँच भी गए तो भी उसको appreciate नहीं करना और सोचना कि अभी इससे like let's squeeze out more. So yeah, there was that phase where कि मतलब पता ही नहीं कहाँ तक जाना है और उसके बाद maintenance भी कुछ होता है where you should be ideally at, or like that's the happy phase, like where you're not really thinking about I'm eating too much or too less. That should be the phase where you're just like your body is healthy, you're eating the food that your body requires, you're physically active, and that's it. Okay, that's the phase that you should be in most periods of your life, right? Like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly no, didn't really know that. So it was always like पतले होने पतले होने पतले होने पतले होने, but हो गए तो उसके बाद क्या, और उसको कभी एक्नॉलेज भी नहीं किया.
वो तो you there are some people personality type they are hard on themselves. Anyways, getting back to our smart goal. So have a smart goal. Another example would be, for example, to run a half marathon in under 2 hours. That's also a very measurable, achievable, specific goal. um, uh, Rather than saying that I want to run a full marathon in less than 2 hours, which is possible, I think, but then that's not achievable in the short term. So have goals that you feel you can achieve. Talk to a couple of people who've already done it. There are so many people around you, and then set these goals so that at least you know where you're going.
Right.
Okay?
Right. I also feel like something that really helped me was when I realized that okay, ab to I look a certain way. What really helped me was like to get my first pull up. I was just like, okay, now I like had that कीड़ा inside me कि मुझे pull up करना है. I don't know मैंने किसको देखा था pull up करते हुए. Maybe there was nobody. I was just like, you know, like I've always seen only boys doing pull ups. Like why can't? And I say that, you know, I have that, you know, grit in me. I don't know what is that कीड़ा, but I wanted to do it, and I was just like, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि girls can't do it, right? It has to be a thing. I'm not making this a gender thing, but like I was just like, I want to do it. So then I kept working. Like I got a pull up bar put at home, which is still there. So there I used to secretly practice.
Secretly.
Yeah, a strict pull up, and I used to try all the time. So assisted pull up machines were not really a thing back then. Even if they were there, they were too like, I was just like, I'm not going to do assist because इतना पता नहीं था कि if you do if you progressively build on that muscle, you are going to gain strength and obviously be able to do a pull up. So that time I used to be like, नहीं, मुझे असिस्टेंस दो, मैं पुल अप बार पे हैंग करूँगी, नीचे से मेरे को असिस्टेंस दो, मेरे को पुश करो ऊपर से नीचे, which was like little push. But like a lot of people really helped me in that, and then I used to come and do pull-ups here until I finally got my first pull-up. And when I got it, I was like, "What? I can do a pull-up? Wow!" But I obviously put
How long did it take?
I think it took about 6 months, 3 to 6 months. It took. I think when I joined, like when I started weightlifting, I feel like my goals were very like that time. I was just like, obviously I wanted to look a certain way. And I didn't want to be beyond a certain, like I didn't want to look bulky, like simple. So that was one goal, like be lean, be strong. And in the strong wala process, I was just like, because I was very like fascinated by CrossFit, so I was very inclined towards कि pull up आना चाहिए और snatch आनी चाहिए. तो फिर उसके accordingly I would like be like कि अच्छा green plates डाल के snatch करना है और pull up करना है. So like 2-3. And then when I met you, you were just like, you should be able to do 5 pull ups and 5 dips to do a muscle up. So then that became a goal. So it was always like kuch na kuch. There was always there to look
like
forward to.
Like a goal to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I think getting your first pull-up is a great goal, because to get your first pull-up, you'll have to get stronger. You'll probably have to get lighter, which means you'll have to look at your nutrition, right?
Yeah.
You'll have to kind of do a lot of things to actually get to that position to actually do a pull-up, because you're basically going to use just a certain part of your body to pull the whole weight, dead weight. So yes, that will require a lot of things. So that's a good goal to have.
Yeah.
If you've spent a considerable time, say 6 months to an year, doing fitness, then that is a good goal to have. But if you're a beginner, you're starting from scratch, then probably don't worry about pull-ups. Just worry about just getting stuff done slowly and steadily.
I think like for a beginner, the easiest thing could be like there are like 7 days in a week. I want to show up at the gym at 5 times a week, or wherever, whatever activity you're doing, I want to show up for it 5 times a week. You can also start with like, you can start with 3 and make it, maybe build it on to 5. And I think like it can be कि मैंने आधा घंटा या 40-45 minutes से ज़्यादा, बस that's it. That will make you feel happy. That will make you feel accomplished, and you'll not be very tired. And your goal should only be कि मैंने इतनी बारी जाना है और एक specific time पे जाना है. That'll just keep you very like you'll know that this is, you've blocked the time of the day for hitting that activity. Once you get it done, I know that for a fact that after you finish that activity, you're going to feel great. So you will end up looking forward to it. I think have that goal for a month, and then from there you can see ki, you'll understand whether you're liking this activity or not, and then like make changes, take turns, go left, right, try a different route out, and see what you finally start enjoying.
Great. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about right now. Number two is basically having a balanced training program. Like Veera said, that start off with something as low as going to the gym or whatever. Like I'm not going to say gym because that is not the only place you can go to get gains. But yeah, start with 3 days a week and then eventually go to 5. See how you feel. But a balanced training program would incorporate some kind of strength training,
Right, absolutely.
some kind of strength training, resistance training, some kind of cardio. Okay. Now, in an ideal situation, you even if you go to the gym 3 times, let's say for example, on Monday you go and you hit upper body. Okay. Basically means like a push pull variation, a press variation, and then you hit a little bit of cardio, say 20 minutes. Okay. Done. Tuesday you rest, Wednesday you go back again, you hit lower body this time, again a little bit of cardio. So you are working on your body, at the same time you are getting some cardio in, because cardio is not just going to help you lose weight, but it also has great benefits for the heart. It's great for cardiovascular health overall.
Absolutely.
The idea of breathing a little heavy is very important for the body for overall health. Okay, so Wednesday they've gone, they've done lower body, done a little bit of cardio. Thursday is rest again. Friday you go, you hit full body. This time maybe a little high intensity stuff like maybe some box jumps, maybe some burpees, and then a little bit of cardio again. That's it. You hit the whole body in a well-rounded fashion. You've done your strength training intelligently because you did upper body on Monday, Wednesday you did lower body, so upper body is now rested, and eventually when you get to Friday you can do your whole body and cardio. So well-rounded program is done. You've done strength as well as cardio. Now that being said, if you're beginning out, you can pretty much start anything, right? Walk, jog, run, play a sport, play with your kids. The idea being, like Veera said, 45 minutes of deliberate movement where you've got up. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go get a glass of water and come back and I'm going to count that as 2 minutes of movement. No, that's just like something out of necessity. You were thirsty, you went to the kitchen and you got.
That reminds me, I'm thirsty.
That reminds me, I didn't get my water. But point being, 45 minutes of focused, deliberate activity. Okay. And activity differs for person to person. Let's say me and Veera go to a park. Okay. Let's say Veera has been in fitness for say more than a year and I am totally new. She may choose to spend the 45 minutes doing a little bit of jogging, maybe doing some body weight exercises. For me, it could be 45 minutes of just walking,
Right.
listening to an audiobook or a podcast. But again, my limit for that day, because I'm a beginner, is 45 minutes of walking. Veera, if she does 45 minutes of walking, she's probably wasting her time because her body is already used to walking. So she's doing a little bit of jogging, she's doing a little bit of body weight exercises. She's doing her own thing, I'm doing my own thing, both working for 45 minutes. The idea being, find something that suits your level, and secondly, something that you enjoy. Only
Right.
then will you be able to
Right.
sustain it. Right?
So I get this a lot. On this note, I get this a lot. And a lot of people tell me that when we see your Instagram, we're just like, oh my God, like working out is so hard. You should not be doing it. Not you should not be doing it, but we can't do it. Like, and the thing is, the first thing that comes to my mind is obviously like they're comparing their fitness to probably mine. And I'm not saying I'm a great athlete, but it's just that I've put years of like work. So maybe I've become a little bit decent at whatever I'm doing, and at wherever I am does not mean that like they are any less. I feel like probably for me it's like more effort. I have to put in more effort to get to in that state of 45 minutes. Like I have to put in a little bit of more effort. For I feel like a beginner, that 45 minutes is just like maybe a walk, and isn't that great? Like you're not feeling like you're putting any effort, but you're still doing. So sabka effort level या threshold different है, and I feel like it's high time we should stop comparing it with somebody else. Like even like today's run, like my pace was 6:20, yours was I think 6, whatever it was, but like could I have gone to your pace? Yes. But would I have been comfortable? No. So then I just maintained that I think running teaches you that a lot, that you basically are at your own comfort zone, in your own threshold, like whatever is comfortable for you at your own pace. You keep accumulating what you need to accumulate, rather than like like in a gym what happens is हम देखा देखी में ना कि
Deadlift.
उसने 10 किलो का डंबल उठाया तो मैं भी 10 उठाऊंगी. This happens a lot. It's human. Like you want to push, but I feel like you can push when your body is ready and your muscles are ready for it. Like if you're like somebody who's just come to the gym, never worked out, chances are you're very athletic. If you're very athletic, yes, you can probably do certain activity with very ease. But does that mean like you need to push hard on your very first day? No. Like understand how you're functioning. Don't look around here and there. Tunnel vision इसमें भी होनी चाहिए कि ये मेरी पेस है और यहाँ पे मुझे कंफर्टेबल लग रहा है. मुझे लगता है कि पहला हफ्ता तो ऐसे होना चाहिए कि लगा ही नहीं कुछ किया है. लाइक इट शुड बी लाइक यू नॉट डन एनीथिंग, एंड देन ग्रेजुअली व्हेन यू फील ओके, then you can start adding weight, and then you can start, after a while you can start understanding okay, this is working for me, this is where I want to take my body, this is what is also going to allow me to work outside. Like imagine like I'm somebody who's on the go all the time. I'm a photographer, and I've worked out very hard in the gym, and then I have like shoots at night, and I have to click pictures at night, and I can't stand. मुझे खड़ा नहीं हुआ जा रहा. Then there's no point of that fitness when you can't basically take it in your work, or it's not getting transmitted in whatever you're doing because you're just exhausting yourself, right?
Agreed.
So it's actually like it's going negative. It's not really increasing your fitness levels. It's just like working in your negative. And then obviously every time you're going to think about that, you're just going to think about how you felt that night while you were clicking pictures, and you're never going to go back to fitness because you killed yourself in that activity that you opted for. So I think working out smart is very important.
So train smarter, not harder. It's not just that जब तक पसीना नहीं आया तब तक कुछ किया नहीं, बिकॉज फिर ऐसे तो स्विमर्स बेचारे कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे ना, मतलब दे आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग. अ लिटिल नोट अपॉन रिकवरी. व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग आउट फॉर 3 days a week, when you feel your body is feeling great, you can keep adding days, but still whatever said and done, try not to exceed more than 5 days a week. You need 2 days of rest. All the athletes in the world at whatever level usually take Thursdays and Sundays off. That basically means they stretch. For an athlete, let's say a basketball player who's working out and playing their games, going for a run on Thursday is like rest, because they've reached that level.
Correct.
For you and me, probably, if on my rest day I go for a run, it is for me a workout. So I'm not really resting, right? And we've done these things. On rest days we run just to be cool. But that just shatters your recovery.
We still run on Thursdays because we split
That's a different story.
different.
Na?
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is keep that day to just relax, chill, still move around. Don't be like a couch potato where like you have zero activity. Walk around a little bit, 10-15 minutes. Yeah. But the idea being that make sure you're getting your recovery in, because only if you recover will you be able to give your 100% in your next session. Otherwise, it's just going to be a nosedive, going down and crashing.
Correct. I feel like also like if you recover and you stay a little active on your rest days, it sort of like opens your body up, and then you're also ready for like work. Like I honestly like tried to like there was a time that I was just training a lot, and work was basically not as hectic as it is now, but I still feel like I'm training enough that I'm not feeling like पूरे दिन में मैं सबको बोल रही हूँ कि अरे मेरा बैक दर्द कर रहा है, अभी ये दर्द कर रहा है, वो दर्द कर रहा है. Yeah, I don't have the energy to like speak to anybody at work, or I'm getting irritated at people. And it's happened in the past because I have not recovered well, and obviously if I've not recovered well, it's shown in, like, because I think वो hustling mentality sometimes doesn't go that, oh, we sleep less and we do more and we've reached a training session in the morning and we're also going to work because we hustle, but that's BS.
Yes. Wonderful. Moving on. Uh, so now we talk about the most, I mean, by all means, according to us, the most important point, nutrition. Okay. So you started training, you're a beginner. We're also going to talk about, when we talk about nutrition, we are going to talk about as if we were going to start from zero. Okay. We're not going to share experiences of us right now because, again, right now we know our stuff, right? We can figure out what our body needs. But what if we were just starting? We don't know anything. Okay. What, because nutrition today in the world of Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, you have so many things that are going on.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting, the keto diet, the paleo diet. Should I do
GM
this?
diet.
Should I do zero carbs? Should I do GM? Should I do high carbs? Should I do just high protein? Should I just keep eating protein? What do you do? Well, step by step approach would be to, for now, don't weigh and measure food. Okay, don't get into a habit which you might not be able to sustain long term. Okay, initially I would say whatever you weigh, let's say I'm the example here. If I weigh 74 kgs right now, I would want to hit 74 grams of protein throughout the day. Forget everything else. Okay, number one. Number two, meal timings. Have a proper time to have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe a snack in between.
I
Okay.
like to clarify a little bit
Yeah.
on meal timings, which is basically a lot of people say कि कितने बजे से पहले खाना चाहिए या what is the right time to eat. There is no right time to eat, but have a time for yourself, because you know how you show up to office at maybe 9 o'clock every day. That meal timings help you show up for your meals every day at that particular time. So that's what meal timing means, and it does not mean that you must have it before a certain time. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, so it's not like if your meal time is at 2 and you've had your meal at 2:10, doesn't mean like the world is going to end. It's
Yeah.
fine. Just know that at around 2 I have to have my lunch.
Correct.
So in that case, you have to kind of free up time, even if you're sitting at work or if you're traveling. You should know that okay, 2 o'clock is approaching. It's time for lunch. It's just like a easy way to kind of remind you that you need to eat.
Yeah,
right?
and it's easy. You won't skip your meals. There are chances you'll end up like adhere to it like 80% of the times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, 1 gram of protein per
Per-
kg of body weight. Start with, 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, one snack. Spread your protein throughout the day. Have 2 servings of vegetables, 1 serving of fruit. That's it. That's all you need to do. Do your 3 to 5 days of workout. Follow this basic plan. And remember, always plan your meals in advance. You should know what you're going to have. Right now, what's the time? It's 11:44 a.m. I should know what I'm going to have at lunch. This is like the minimum required dose.
Yeah.
This is MRD.
Right.
Ideally, you should know what you're going to have for lunch tomorrow afternoon as well. Only then you will be able to kind of figure out what will happen. Because if you, let's say I stand up from here, I don't really care what's happening, what I'm going to eat. At 2 I'm like, oh, lunchtime, okay, what do I eat, and then you'll just eat whatever is available for you, because mentally you're like, okay, 2 बजे खाना खाना, you'll be hungry.
तो भूख लगेगी.
कुछ भी मिलेगा. अगर खाना नहीं बना होगा तो चिप्स खा लोगे या बिस्किट खा लोगे या कुछ इधर उधर खा खू के और उसके ऊपर से खाना भी खा लोगे. It just kind of messes things up. But if you know, okay, my meal is prepared, for example, my dal or my chicken or my paneer is prepped, I'm going to have some rice and some salad with it, I'm sorted. It's
Right.
as simple as that. Just
Right.
plan in advance. And also something that I wanted to kind of also tell you in the workout scenario as well as the nutrition scenario is that there's a thing called the 2-day rule.
Okay.
Never skip a workout session 2 times in a row.
Okay.
For example, let's say I work out for 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, I missed Monday. Now do not miss Tuesday. Right?
Yeah.
For some reason you could not go on Monday. That's fine. Again, world is not going right.
I
But
was the one who used to miss a workout every Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that person.
Wow.
Can you
Just
believe it
because of
now?
Monday blues.
No, just I don't know. Like I was like the one that would miss Monday.
That's
I
pretty
feel
cool.
like there was a time that I was not really enjoying working out. या
Hmm.
सुबह बहुत जल्दी उठ रही थी. Maybe recovery was not 100%,
You just didn't feel like going.
so I would not go.
So never miss a workout session. I'm saying session because there are also people who will probably start by 3 days a week. That means if you missed Monday, then
Go
your next session is on
Tuesday.
मंडे ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे 3 days a week वालों के लिए.
Yeah.
सो वेडनेसडे को नहीं मिस करना, मतलब 2 सेशन बैक टू बैक नहीं मिस करने.
हाँ.
जाना ही जाना है. मेक इट अ पॉइंट. ओनली इफ यू मेक दिस अ प्रायोरिटी विल दिस वर्क फॉर यू. अदरवाइज it's just something that you might end up doing. So this is something that you have to kind of sit with yourself and decide कि क्या करना है, वो क्या smart goal है जो मैंने achieve करना है. Totally up to you. So planning. And then when it comes to nutrition, let's say on a Saturday you ate a whole pizza, you had 2 margaritas, and then you also had the chocolate brownie with vanilla ice cream. What happens then? Is the world going to end?
No.
What do you do the next day?
You
A,
get back on plan.
no, let me give you examples. Do you do extra cardio or extra
No.
workout to compensate? Do
No.
you starve yourself?
No.
Just कि यार जब breakfast और lunch में नहीं खाऊंगा क्योंकि मैंने इतना खा लिया. What do you do?
You just get back on plan.
You get back on plan. Monday, if let's say Saturday you've eaten like, I want to say a pig, but like in a cute way. If you've eaten a little too much on Sunday morning, just get back to plan. Have your normal breakfast. Nothing's going to happen. It might, if you've had that brownie with vanilla ice cream, it might show on the scale in terms of water weight, because just because that food is still in your system, but eventually you'll come back to your normal weight. Because to gain a pound of weight, you need to eat 7,700 calories in excess of your maintenance.
So, for instance, I think it'll be 7 boxes of pizzas.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
So that's just not possible for you to eat those 7 boxes of pizza in one sitting. Okay. So don't worry, just get back on plan. Okay. Okay. So just to recap, we have set a smart goal. Okay. We have got on a balanced training program where we're doing a little bit of strength, doing a little bit of cardio.
I also feel like, in terms of strength, I would like to add, like when you're going to the gym, have a plan, even if it's like a basic plan, but like have it on your phone. You should know what you're doing in the gym. Like अगर आप 3 दिन भी जा रहे हो हफ्ते में या जो भी कर रहे हो वो ऑलरेडी पता होना चाहिए. जैसे भाग रहे हो तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आप 2 किलोमीटर भाग रहे हो एक दिन पहले. अगर आप कल जाके if tomorrow is your upper body session, you should know like what it looks like. Part A, part B, part C, done. That's it. Like you should know what you're doing. Once you again have like that direction, if you reach the gym and don't know what to do, then it's also like you'll just be like, what is happening? So yesterday I asked a lot of people. I asked a question on Instagram, which was basically, do you follow a training program? So a lot of people said yes. There were some people who said that they just follow YouTube for inspiration. So imagine like अगर आप YouTube पे जा रहे हो and you're looking for a workout, that is really hectic. Like you get 1 hour in the gym and then you're finding YouTube workouts. That's very stressful. Like I would just give up. And then the third was no, but we want to follow a training program. So a lot of people don't know what they should follow. So like for instance, like if people don't know what they should do, like what's a good training program?
Then you should just download the Peak app. This is our this is us just
This is us being cheap.
very shamelessly plugging our own product because we feel it's a great product. Download the Peak app. You will get a program that you can follow. Is this suitable for absolute beginners? No. It's for people who have spent at least 6 months in the gym, all the way to advanced people, because we give like for a movement and for a muscle, there are multiple options available in terms of what kind of movement you can do. So you can pretty much choose. Also, if you are working out at home and you have a pair of dumbbells only and a band, you can pretty much do the whole workout.
Right.
Because we again give for every muscle group, there is a dumbbell version, there's a barbell version, and sometimes even a machine version if you're in the gym. So win-win. So we'll give you the link in the description below. If you don't have a plan, get on it. Also, It's free for 1 week. No commitments, no credit card. You don't have to enter anything. If after 1 week you don't like it, just delete the app, go on your way. We will not bother you.
You can go back to YouTube workouts.
Yeah, and if you like it, great. Win-win for us, win-win for you. Okay, so SMART goal is set, balanced training program. Like Veera said, have a plan. Don't just randomly go do YouTube workouts, because random things will give you random results. And after a month, you'll be like, "Ye kuch hua to hai nahi." So don't blame anything. Just blame you not following a plan. Okay. Nutrition, basic stuff. Prioritize protein. Have meal timings. Plan in advance. Okay. Like you're planning your weddings or your children in advance. Also plan your meals. Number 4 is something that, again, how do I know if me and Veera are going on a road trip to Leh, and if we
Which
don't
we are, not if we are.
if we don't have a map, how do we know whether we've reached Leh? Okay, we have to know certain checkpoints along the way. Okay, we've reached Manali, great, going the right way. Okay, now we've reached Sarchu or whatever. Okay, but if I start in a car and I end up in Delhi, and I'm like, okay, Veera, this is not Leh. It doesn't look like Leh. What did we do wrong? Well, because you didn't track where you were going. You were too busy talking to each other and just driving aimlessly. You reached Delhi. You wanted to go to such a beautiful place in Leh with such great weather. Now you've ended up, nothing against Delhi people, but yeah, it's too hot there. Also very polluted. But yeah, so tracking. You have to track your progress. And when I say tracking, I'm just going to give them 3 metrics. 2 metrics that I feel are absolutely necessary. 1 metric is an optional. Okay. Number 1 metric is weight. If you could tell us how to measure weight, that would be great.
So weight as in body weight.
Body
right?
weight. Yeah.
Body weight. 3 times a week would be great.
Why not just 1 time a week?
Because फिर पता नहीं चलेगा क्या हो रहा है, क्योंकि for instance, if I am on my period, say I take my weight on Monday and it has come to whatever weight. Usually what happens is about a kg to a kg and a half is what people gain. I gain at least.
Achha, on a period, okay.
On a period. So if I weigh like 58 kgs on my period, I could be around 59.5, 59. And it is absolutely normal. Like
Okay.
I would freak out initially, but like this happens, and this happens a little before as well. Like you can say 2-3 days before. So maybe you can't see it, but the scale will show you what is happening. So now every time this happens, I know that
Right.
this is not like I have not gained body fat percentage. It's just because of my period, right?
Got it.
So hence having an average really helps. So if we say suppose weigh Monday, okay, and then Wednesday and Friday, that is perfect. So you'll get 3 days का weight. अगर आपसे 3 नहीं होता 2 कर लो, but 3 is ideal situation की बात करेंगे, तो फिर 3 का आपको पता चल जाएगा, एक आएगा 58, एक आ गया 58.5 और एक दोबारा से आ गया 58.2. सो आपको पता चल जाएगा तीनों का एवरेज ये है, तो मैं 58 में हूँ,
Right.
right?
Got it.
So if your averages are fluctuating, then also like you'll understand कि क्यों fluctuate हो रही है. You can, if you're somebody who's very meticulous, you'll understand कि क्यों हो रही है. Maybe I'd eaten out, maybe I'd eaten that pizza over the
Sometimes what
weekend.
happens to me is like I'll get up in the morning and suddenly I'll look at the scale, it'll be like 2 kgs up.
हाँ.
Why?
Why? पानी पी के आप वेट चेक कर सकते हो, आपका पेट नहीं साफ होएगा. That could be a reason. You could have eaten a meal outside, and that is like if you've had like a highly like you've had sushi with like soy, it has a lot of sodium, so it retains water. You've not had sleep also, like if you've not
तो sushi नहीं खानी चाहिए?
नहीं खानी चाहिए, of course खानी चाहिए.
तो उससे आप बोल रहे हो वेट बढ़ रहा है?
पानी retain हो जाता है body में.
So that will come back to normal.
It'll come back to normal.
Wow, guys, you can have sushi.
Yeah.
Let's
So
have
nothing
sushi
to
today,
stress.
Veera.
Nothing to stress about. And usually, like for me, this also happens if I'm not had a good sleep and I'm really tired. Say like back to back कुछ जैसे कुछ चल रहा है, late night हुआ, फिर next day वापस काम पे चले गए, body थकी हुई. They'll be like, if I get onto the scale, there are chances that my weight has gone a little up.
Got
And
it.
that's probably because body is holding water because of inflammation and exhaustion. And absolutely normal. Does that mean like I've added like the percentage of fat in my body? No, it's just
Some
Yeah.
kind of regulation that the body is doing on
Doing.
its own, which it will come back to normal. Great.
Yes.
So that's good information. That you don't take weight just once a week, because then that's like Veera said. If I tell this to my clients often, if I weigh myself right now, okay, and then I come off the weighing scale and have a liter of water, go back on the scale, I'll weigh more. Does that mean I've gained like fat? No, it's just water. So water sometimes is more, sometimes it's less, sometimes you've had something outside which is still in your system.
Yeah, sometimes you wake up and you do everything and then you realize कि weight लेना है.
Ah, so पानी वानी पी लिया
हाँ,
है,
सब
कॉफी
कुछ
पी
कर
ली
लिया है
है,
and then suddenly you remember weight लेना है. Does that mean कि
बढ़
अगर आपने
गया?
हाँ अगर कल आपका 58 आया था और अभी सब कुछ खाने पीने के बाद 59 आ रहा है, does that mean that बढ़ गया? नहीं, that's not how it works.
So average लेना है.
हाँ.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday types,
Yeah.
and then उस एवरेज को देखना कि कम हो रहा है ज़्यादा.
हाँ, एंड देन एक हफ्ते ले लिया, फिर उसके बाद अगले हफ्ते जाओगे तो आपको समझ आएगा कि प्रीवियस वीक वाज दिस वीक इज़ दिस, सो इफ इट्स लुकिंग द सेम. से अगर पहले हफ्ते में आपका वेट आया 60 और नेक्स्ट हफ्ते में भी 60 आया है, एंड देन योर गोल इज़ टू गेन वेट, then and if it's not increased, say like by anywhere from 2.500 grams, then maybe you need to add in more food, or like you need to make some changes.
So adjustments.
Adjustments.
Again, this is for beginners, so we're not getting
Okay,
into
okay,
any
okay.
kind of percentages. It's just like keep taking your weight
To
3
understand.
times a week, take averages, and after say 2-3 months you'll figure out कि यार overall कम हुआ है, बढ़ा है.
Correct.
Because when you're a beginner and you've just dialed in nutrition and you've started working out, as it is body में changes आपको वैसे ही देखने को बहुत ज़्यादा मिलेंगे.
correct,
So
correct.
weight, food, ये secondary है. Okay, that's number one, weight. Number two is measurements.
Yeah, like
Okay.
body measurement,
Right.
inches, whether you've lost inches.
Sometimes nothing will show on the scale, but when you get into an old pair of
T-shirt
jeans or
or
t-shirt,
t-shirt.
you'll be like, oh,
Wow.
ये क्या हो गया, मतलब weighing scale पे तो कुछ नहीं है, but this
Yeah.
t-shirt used to be tight.
Yeah.
Now I look fly, right?
Yeah, this has happened to me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know this.
Yeah.
Like no difference on the scale for at least like 6 to 8 weeks, and then but I'm like, clothes are fitting fine, what is happening? Yeah, so it's just like sometimes body has its own rules and regulations, which sometimes are like hard to understand, even though you're doing the right thing. So it can be demotivating that you can see like, you know, but like we don't believe कि हमने हाँ ठीक है अच्छा लग रहा है, we are looking good, but sometimes the scale doesn't show, and obviously we are as humans like we start doubting कि क्यों नहीं हो रहा, but just trust the process.
Got
Just
it.
trust the process and get back on plan.
Wonderful. So measurements, I think if you're going to take measurements, definitely take measurements of the waist, hips, chest, arms. And I think that 4 measurements are enough. Take them every 2 weeks. हर हफ्ते मत लो. Every 2 weeks is good enough,
Yeah.
because every week it'll probably show like
थोड़ा
points
सा.
में, but then you'll just be confused. So every 2 weeks. And then finally, I would want to talk about, this is something that I've told numerous clients, take progress pictures. Okay? And even so, take 1 picture every day. लेते रहो 1 महीने के लिए. And literally when you go into your album and you start seeing those 30 pictures, you'll be like, oh, there are changes that have been made.
Yeah.
And it'll be motivating for you.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And if nothing is happening, 30 days may you're constant, then you need to probably figure something out. Either you're not regular in the gym, or you're not doing some exercises that are working for you, or something is wrong with nutrition. Okay?
Yeah.
But then that's a later stage. I'm sure if you follow this, you will reach somewhere. Okay? Then I want to go to number 5, which is
Mental health.
mental health. Now everything is happening, you're taking care of your body, but your mind also has to be taken into effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you do for mental health?
I work out.
Okay.
No, I meditate for mental health. And what I want to say here is that so I'm one of those people who'll make progress, who'll do everything, who'll get a pull-up and still crib and still not be satisfied and still be unhappy, because I have a very, very weird habit of like beating myself up to telling myself, I mean, I think I've reduced that I need to do better. I don't know why, what has gone inside me, but I can do better. And I feel like it's just not me. I think most people, when they basically start making progress, um, they start feeling like this, that they need to do better. But I think what is important here to learn is, and that has only come because of like plugging in mental health. And this is, I think, this is this should be taught in the very first stage, that whatever you're doing is enough, and you should also look back at from where you started and where you've reached. So don't take that away from yourself. I think that is very important.
Got it.
So yeah, like I talk to a lot of clients and they say, oh, but this and this went wrong. Like today I've had a very bad day and I've binged a lot. क्या binge किया होता है? 2 slices of pizza. अरे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But at least see what you've done, right? 80% of work that you've done is wonderful. Those 2 slices of pizza is not going to like end the world and put you off from the path of your fitness journey. It's not. It's just you're human. If you don't do that, then there's something wrong. So do that. Enjoy those 2 slices of pizza, but then get back to plan. And it's okay to slip. Yeah, we all slip, and it's absolutely fine. I feel like this is something that I can talk about now. It's because like I understand. I try to question myself कि हाँ ठीक है, you've come so far, you're doing what you're doing, so like at least reward yourself and tell yourself that you're good, like you're doing something great. So I feel like that is important, and that obviously has come with keeping our mental health, doing something for the mind, because no matter like how much you keep doing, it's never going to be enough. And sitting and breathing for like those 10 minutes every day, like sort of like make you understand things better. And I think, yeah, that's why mental health should be plugged in.
Got it. So look up something called box breathing. It is a great entry point to how to kind of just sit down and calm your mind.
Yeah.
Whether you're anxious, whether you're angry, something like this will definitely help, because it's helped us and I'm sure it'll help you. And like Veera said, you have to give yourself a pat on the back and be like, okay, you've done well, now let's move forward. Something also I want to talk here is there is perfection, which is not achievable, and then there is imperfect.
Who says?
And then there is constantly thriving for perfection is just going to make you miserable. As simple as that.
That's me, guys. That's me.
But then something called imperfect action. There is action, whether even if it's imperfect, it is taking you somewhere. Just keep doing it. There's 100%, and then there is that 70-80% which you can do for longer, which will give you more benefits than doing that 100% for maybe one day. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, box breathing. Look up box breathing. It'll sort your mind out. Lastly, I want to talk about how you have to actually do this. Friends and family support. Now, if you choose to enter into the world of fitness, basically means that you will probably have to make some tough decisions in terms of maybe you can't go out on a Saturday night, even though with a proper training plan you can, with a proper nutrition plan you can, but then maybe there are 10 things laid out in front of the table and your family is sitting or your friends are sitting and they're like, क्यों नहीं खा रहा है यार, अच्छा तू diet पे होगा. So you have to, like, the close friends you have and your family, you have to sit down with them and say, okay, here's the deal. I am going to be doing something for myself, right? And they'll understand because their friends and family, they love you. And I want your support. Instead of you guys constantly telling me, oh, you're on a diet.
ये नहीं बनाया आपने. आज आपने प्रोटीन नहीं बनाया लंच में. क्यों नहीं बनाया? आपको पता नहीं है मैं डाइट पे हूँ.
ये एक्चुअली ये घर वाले आपसे बात करेंगे, ये थोड़ा उल्टा हो गया. आपने घर वालों से बात करनी है कि घर वालों ने नहीं आपको ये बोलना कि बेटा ये नहीं खा रहे, आप पराठा क्यों नहीं खा रहे, आप रोटी क्यों नहीं खा रहे, आपने पूरी ही नहीं खाई बेटा आज, आप मेरे से प्यार नहीं करते. सो बेसिकली सिट डाउन विद योर पेरेंट्स एंड बी लाइक, ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू बी ऑन दिस जर्नी. दैट डजंट मीन आई एम गोइंग टू ईट उबला हुआ खाना है, उबला हुआ चिकन एंड उबली हुई सब्जी. आई ईट एवरीथिंग, बट आई हैव अ सर्टन वे ऑफ ईटिंग. आई विल हैव टू गो टू द जिम. सो नेक्स्ट टाइम यू लुक एट मी से, कोई बात नहीं बेटा, छोड़ना, जिम क्या करना है. So once you sit down with them and tell them that you need their support, they will support you.
And they're not going to be like, no.
They'll not be like, नहीं यार ये क्या रखा है इसमें, कुछ नहीं रखा. Even your friends, if you go out maybe on a road trip, you'll probably have
do
your
it high
protein snacks on the side, और वो चिप्स का पैकेट खोलेंगे, कहेंगे यार ये तो डाइट पे होगा, ये कुछ नहीं खाएगा. But if you talk to them, they will support you because they love you. have that talk before entering into this world of, you know, fitness and nutrition. Otherwise, it's just going to be very difficult for you. But if you have a support system, they'll only push you the day when you feel like, okay, I don't want to go to the gym today. Your parents will like, कोई बात नहीं बेटा, जाओ आज कुछ नहीं होता, right? So that is very important.
Or you can become besharam.
Again, for beginners. So
Yeah, you can just be like, you know what?
yeah, I mean, that's up to you.
Be a rebel.
But yeah, I mean, this is why
Don't listen to me.
this is why we kind of
Get
it's very
along.
easy for us because both of us are pretty much into this head on, and it's easy for us to support each other. We pretty much eat the same food. We have similar habits in terms of like eating out, and also we follow
Wait.
the same training program. Peak Train, the app, link given below, guys. Try it out. Yeah, so
I think if you have, if I feel like the best way to do fitness is find a friend and have accountability with each other and talk, ask each other like how you felt in training, whether it was good fun, whether it was not fun, what could have been better. Matlab, do it with a partner, do it with a friend. It sort of like keeps the motivation in check. Like if you slack, the other person pulls you up, and if they slack, you pull them up. And it sort of like also like helps you, grow in that bond together. And I think like you can make so much of it. Like I'm sure friends go for coffees, friends can also go out to the gym and like work out, and I
Yeah.
think that makes it really nice. I think that's the best part about sports, like team sports, is that you get together and you do that activity together, and it's a lot of fun. So I feel like if you're somebody who does not like playing a sport and likes to hit the gym, if you have a friend or a gym buddy, like, or a gym bro, then it's just like way easier to like, keep in check. Also, you understand what is working, what is not working. And if you're feeling like demotivated, frustrated, you can always tell them, yaar, aaj na man nahi hai, but because you're coming, I will also come. So that sort of keeps you in check.
Find a gym buddy, guys.
Yes.
Okay, before you sign up, do you know that 80% of you watching are not subscribed to our channel? So please hit the subscribe button, and so that you can constantly listen to our beautiful voices.
Yeah, and if you find any value in whatever we are saying, or you like us even a little bit, then just subscribe, yaar.
Right? Okay, guys. This is us signing off. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Shabak
Take
khair.
care. Shabba khair.